Hello everyone, this is Providencia. Welcome to my channel. I am here to make some delicious steaks with onions and peppers. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for not uploading any videos. I'm going to keep this a little brief, and I'm also going to make an updated video for you guys could better understand everything that's going on. I had to go back to the Dominican Republic because me and my husband, who is Dominican, was going through the whole immigration process. And as soon as I came back, the third time from the Dominican Republic, we got an email stating that his appointment is going to come up very soon. And I had to go back to the Dominican Republic, yes. And then we did the whole process, and now he's with me in the United States. So that's why I've been kind of absent. But I am going to do an updated video, not to worry. I just wanted to explain that before I started this video. I'm not going to really talk too much on it. But yeah, that's basically why I haven't been uploading any videos. But anyhow, let's continue with this video and be on the lookout for that updated video. Let's go. These are the ingredients to make my steaks, onions, and peppers. We're going to need some Puerto Rican sofrito. Yes, I know this is store-bought, but I have not made no fresh sofrito. Any sofrito that you have on hand. I'm also going to leave the link to my sofrito recipe down on the description box below. We're also going to need a white onion. I prefer to make the steaks and onions with this onion right here. I think it gives it a good taste, so I'm going to use that. Extra virgin olive oil, whichever olive oil you have on hand. An 8-ounce tomato sauce. They don't have to be Goya. It could be whichever one you have. A green pepper. 2 packets of sazon. Fresh garlic. I'm using the peeled ones, whichever garlic you have. I prefer the fresh though. And some adobo Goya, but without the pepper. If you have the one with the pepper, then use that one. We have here some oregano, whichever oregano that you have on hand, onion powder, black pepper, and we're going to use white vinegar. And I almost forgot, we're going to need some cube steaks. It's in the sink because it was thawing out. And that is all the ingredients you're going to need to make this delicious steaks. Trust me, you're going to love it. The first thing you want to do is clean your steaks, literally, because steaks could be a little bloody. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's the truth. And this particular steak, yeah, you want to clean it up really, really good. Make sure you wash it very, very good with cold water. Also, you're gonna clean this 2 or 3 times with white vinegar and repeat the process until it's really, really clean. You want to make sure that the water is very, very clear. Before we season the steaks, I want to go and smash my garlic. So I have a couple of cloves of garlic here. You're going to want to use around like 5 or 6 garlic, depending on how much garlic you like. We like a lot of garlic. And I'm going to also remove the tip of the garlic because that is so annoying to me. I cannot stand looking at the tip of the garlic. No, I'm sorry. Here I am trying to struggle to go and pull the garlic apart. That's a big fat fail. Here I have my pilon and I am gonna smash my garlic. But first, I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano. and a little bit of adobo. Not too much, because we're going to add more adobo when we season it. And bam, my garlic is done. Now it's time to season the meat, but I just want to show you this real quick. It is okay for the water to be that color. I cleaned it the best that I can, but no matter how good you clean it, it's always going to be a little like reddish, the water. So don't get spooked by it, is what I'm saying. Make sure that you season it in a big bowl, and I'm separating all of my steaks to make sure it's evenly coated with nice seasonings. We are gonna use Puerto Rican sofrito. I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of sofrito, and then I'm gonna add some garlic. Now remember, we are garlic lovers, so yeah, I added a lot. And 2 packets of sazon. We're going to add some adobo. Please make sure you do not add too much adobo. If you want to add a little bit more adobo while it's cooking, you taste it and you feel like it needs more, then you add more. Adobo is very strong and it can make your food salty. You do not want to add a lot of adobo. We're going to add oregano. You can add as little or as much as you want, but I'm not going to lie, I love oregano. Like, oregano is my favorite spice. So bam, I added a lot. Black pepper to your liking. Onion powder, as little or as much as you want. I'm gonna use 1/3 cup of vinegar. And with your clean hands, mix it all up. Then we are going to add some water. Make sure that you add enough water to go a little bit over the top of the steaks. And mix it up with your clean hands. I decided to add another packet of sazon just for the water will have a little color. It didn't affect anything as far as the saltiness or none of that stuff. So yes, add about 3 sazon. Now put that bowl to the side and let's start cutting the onions and the peppers. I like to make sure it's just a little thick. You want to make it real skinny, go ahead, cut your onions like that. But I like my onions just a little thicker. So as you can see, I am putting it in the bowl. And then we're gonna cut our peppers. Make sure you clean your vegetables. Make sure you clean your vegetables. And I am going to cut my green peppers into strips. You can use any peppers of your choice, but I think the green peppers is really good for this recipe. With your clean hands again, make sure you mix it very well. Press down for that way the onions could also get some flavor, and the peppers. And voila, here it is. We're going to also use tomato sauce later on in this video. I'm just showing it to you. So in a big skillet, You want to make sure that you spray your pan with olive oil or whatever pan spray you have. Make sure your pan is preheating and add your steaks. We are only gonna add the steaks. We are not going to add the marinade, the onions, the peppers. Just put that aside. Let's cook our steaks first. Now, while you're seeing the magic of editing, because trust me, this takes long, I want to explain to you guys that this is going to take a minimum of like maybe 35 to 40 minutes, okay? Because you want your steaks tender. Right now, I am moving it around, making sure that the ones that were on the bottom go on the top, and the one that was on the top go on the bottom, you know, just to make sure all of them cook. I also want to mention that I love to do these videos from start to finish. I try not to move the camera for you could see everything from the beginning to the end. And that's what you're seeing in this video. It's just, you know, speed it up for you guys. And as you can see, you see all that juice from the steaks. Yes, it releases its own juice. So I just want to point that out. This been cooking for maybe, I'm gonna say like 10-12 minutes, and then you're gonna want to go and pour the rest of the water from the onions and the peppers. And yes, an onion fell in there. And add the whole can of tomato sauce, whichever one you have on hand. And yes, I did take a little bit of the juice from the steaks and I put it in the can, just rotate it just to make sure it grabbed everything. Try to mix it a little bit with your fork. At this point, make sure your fire is on high heat. You want to make sure you do that for that way your steaks, well, the sauce could get thick. Once you see that your sauce is getting a little thick, make sure you put it on very low heat because you just want to just cook it at that point for your steaks to get tender. But you don't also want to lose the sauce or that the sauce dries out. If it happens to dry out, just add a little bit of water. So in another 15 minutes, check up on it, taste it if you have to. You want to make sure you taste it at this point to see if you got to add a little bit of adobo, which right now that's what I'm doing. You want to make sure that you taste it in case you want to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of adobo, whatever you feel that it needs. Now, believe it or not, this particular day I did a lot of recipes. I'll get to that a little later on in this video. So if the camera is moving, I'm sorry. I was doing it with one hand. But at this point, you're going to want to add your onions and your peppers. I like my onions and peppers in between. Not too soft, not too hard, you know. So you're going to want to do that. Also, you're going to want to add at least 2 small splashes of white vinegar. I felt like it needed a little bit more vinegar. You want that little hint of vinegar in your steaks. So that's why I decided to add it. I'm also showing you the cap. Just use the cap of any vinegar that you have on hand. Fill it up to the top and put it twice. Okay, before anybody says it, I'll be the first one to say it. I know that's a lot of onions, okay? Don't be bashing me, okay? But I'm sorry, I love a lot of onions with my steaks and onions and peppers. I really do. So that's why I added a lot. But you do not have to add that much onions. That is my preference. Also, I forgot to mention, when you put the onions and the peppers, make sure that you put your fire low. And that, my friend, is some nice, delicious fried Dominican eggplant. I did a video on that as well. And here is a close-up of the steaks, onions, and peppers. As you can see, it's simmering. It's cooking. Ah, delicious. I don't know if you can see that steak that is like, you know, a little broken. That's because these steaks are tender. That's right. Nobody wanna freaking eat a steak that is chewy like a gum. No, you want some nice steaks that is delicious and tender. I'm gonna combine this salad with my plate. Yes, that's my own vinaigrette right there. Gotta shake it up, you know what I'm saying? Homemade salad dressing. Nice and healthy too. Dinner is done. This is what I made that particular day. I want to also mention that I did those beans. That's going to be a separate video. Habichuelas de gandules, or how Dominicans says it, habichuelas de guandules. I also made a separate video on my fried Dominican eggplant. That is my mother-in-law's recipe. I also made the steak and onions and peppers, which you just saw it right now. That's right. I paired it up with white rice, sweet plantains, avocado, lettuce, all that good stuff. So now you're just gonna see everything little by little. And yeah, that's basically everything that I made that day. In case you guys are wondering, I am Puerto Rican and my husband is Dominican. That's why I represent both cultures. And that is my salad dressing. I put it in a bottle, I recycled it, and yeah, that's where I put my salad dressing at. Now that my husband is here and my kids are going back to school, thank God for that. I'm sorry to say like that, but yeah, they're gonna be going back to school. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of time on my hand to start, you know, doing my videos again and be more active here on YouTube. So I'm gonna still do it the way I used to do it before, every Wednesdays, like at 8:30, you know. Yeah, 8:30. 8:30 every Wednesday. So be on the lookout for the other videos, the habichuela de guandules and the fried Dominican eggplant. And that is it, my lovely subscribers. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very detailed. Remember that everything was speeded up, but you gotta cook this for at least 35-40 minutes if you want your steaks to be nice and tender. Okay? And I'll be back every Wednesdays, 8:30. Please visit my channel, recommend my channel, to your close friends and loved ones. I do my videos with a lot of love, so please give me a shout out. Hook a sister up. Please recommend my channel. Anyways, have a good day or have a good night depending when you're seeing this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.